Drake's love for strippers is on another level, dude. He wasted $1 million on strippers in just one night, but that's nothing compared to Drake's $100 million jet or his $2.1 million gold shoes. As if these are not enough. He also spent $100 million to buy a park. This guy needs therapy. He's been seen throwing all sorts of parties and buying dumb stuffs. Let me just show you some of them so you can judge by yourself. Drake is definitely rich enough to buy whatever the hell he wants. He has one of the most expensive jewelry collections of any celebrity, starting with a chain from the legend Frank Ocean himself. The chain was worn by Frank at the 2021 Met Gala. It features over 9,000 diamonds and 18-karat white gold, and it is worth $1.9 million. But that is not all. After he made the purchase, he and his guys went to a Houston strip club that night with all kinds of expensive whips and left over $1 million on the dance floor for the girls. I would say Drake is no stranger to clubbing, even saying in multiple songs that he personally hires strippers. It is obvious he loves them so much that he even bought a club in Houston called the Ballet for millions. Drake claimed it wasn't a strip club, but instead a new dance experience for amazing women. That sounds like a strip club to me. Yeah, Drake's definitely a hooper, but obviously he wasn't an NBA player. He's an ambassador for the Toronto Raptors. Even though it was controversial, he received a championship ring from the team, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. So he got a custom ring made with 30-karat diamonds, more than any NBA ring in history, and that's why it's worth $150,000. Drake's also got a watch where he can literally keep up his gambling addiction on the move. This is the Jacob & Co. Astronomia Casino, and it's got a whole operational roulette table on the 8th floor. Drake's customized version is worth over $600K. Just when you think Drake would stop spending, he buys something more expensive. This next item could send Drake to prison for over 10 years. When he bought cover art for his upcoming album Her Loss, he got sued for using a fake Vogue cover. Copyright infringement has a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison, so he had to pay a $4 million fine, a small price to pay to avoid prison, which would have changed his life forever. I'm pretty sure Kendrick Lamar would have been so happy seeing Drake behind bars. But Drake's life actually changed when he discovered two of the most expensive rings in the history of the NBA, because he inspired him to rap. So he got two Jesus pendants with Tupac's face on him, costing $300,000 a piece. But that's not where Drake's Tupac obsession stops. Apparently, when you sit down on his heated toilet seats, Tupac's Hits Him Up starts playing on a loop. Lil Yachty said it gets pretty annoying though, but Drake bought his craziest Tupac item at an auction. They were selling Pac's famous crown ring, which Pac wore during his last public appearance on the MTV Music Awards, just days before he was murdered. He put down $1.02 million for the ring, making it the most valuable hip-hop artifact ever sold. But you already know he had to get a piece of jewelry made for his brand, OVO, so he copped an owl pendant made of over a pound of gold with diamonds all over it, worth about $2 million. Then he got together with Pharrell Williams and bought a golden Sony PSP and over $3 million worth of bling from him. That's not even the dumbest piece in his collection though, because one day a fan commented on his post saying his teeth look dirty. That comment must have gotten to Drake because he responded by saying, "I have a pink diamond in my tooth. I brush with activated charcoal before any club night where I will see strippers." I don't know why he got a diamond that small. It just looks like there's constantly food stuck in his teeth. That little speck of a diamond is worth $15K, but his biggest jewelry purchase showed that Drake's the biggest simp. He got a necklace made to symbolize his past engagements, and you know that's gotta be a whole lot of baddies. 42 diamonds for 42 girls? No way he proposed that many times. The necklace itself has 351 carats of diamonds mounted in 18-karat white gold. Every diamond was hand-selected, which put the cost at $12.5 million. Gosh, that's more than my whole net worth. His jewelry collection altogether is worth about $50 million. Even though Drake likes to lavish on himself, he also gives back to his fans. He's known to give out Louis bags or Channel bags to girls in the audience, but one fan got something unexpected. During one of his shows, Drake saw someone in the audience holding up a sign saying the fan had spent all of his furniture money just to see him perform live. Drake felt so bad that he told the fan he'd give him 50 grand for the love. I'm pretty sure you'd agree it's kind of dumb to spend all your money on a concert ticket, but I guess it ended up working out for him. But 50K is nothing to Drake because Drake also owns the most expensive shoes ever made, and you can't even wear them. They're actually more of an art piece than shoes because they're made of solid gold. They're a collaboration with Drake's record label OVO and the Air Jordan 10s. The artist that made these said he chose the 10s because they have one of the best designs. I mean, just look at these. I understand why Drake paid $2.1 million for them. They weigh more than 100 pounds though. Imagine trying to hit a jumper with these shoes, but all these are nothing compared to his private jet called Air Drake, and it's worth an absolutely insane amount. The late legend Virgil Abloh designed the artwork that wraps the plane. It features a blue sky and Drake's OVO owl Apple logo on the tail. On the inside, he's got 3 private suites, 2 living rooms, and a business lounge. It can fit up to 45 people on board. He'd definitely be throwing parties on there. This shit is nicer than my house. But the craziest part is even though the plane is worth $185 million, Drake got it for free. A company called Cargo Jet knew Drake's impact on social media and culture. So they gave it to him as a marketing move, and they've said since it was a win-win. But even when you're the most famous rapper in the world, you can't get everything for free because he spent a shit ton on a long-lost carnival. Luna Luna used to be a famous amusement park in the 1980s. But the weirdest part is that none of the rides are rideable. This place is known for the rides being art pieces created by respected designers. However, due to legal trouble, it shut down in 1987. Drake liked it so much, though, he wanted to bring it back. So in 2022, Drake put in $100 million to help it get back on its feet. Damn, $100 million on this? Shit looks like it was drawn by a child. Drake is not just a fan of Pac, though. He's a huge fan of the NBA, too. He spent hundreds of thousands on courtside tickets. But he also bought something that trolled Steph Curry so badly, it ended up costing the Warriors a championship. For Game 1 of the 2019 Finals, Steph Curry and the Warriors were set to play Drake's Raptors, and Drake wanted to throw him off their game. So we called up a rare jersey collector, who rushed to fulfill his unique request a couple of days before the game. This jersey was so rare that the owner didn't even want to sell it to Drake, so we negotiated the hell out of the price. The jersey originally belonged to Steph's dad, Del Curry, when he briefly played for the Raptors. It was so rare since he only played with them for 3 years, so it cost him $15 grand. Having Curry on the back of an opposing team's jersey really got in the head of the Warriors, costing them the game, and it set the stage for them to lose the finals. But all these got nothing on Drake's car collection, because after he blew up and left his Acura days, he traded in the Acura for a Bugatti Veyron Sang Noir, costing him $2.2 million. And if you're wondering why it cost so much, it's 1 out of the 12 made, making Drake the only Canadian owner. It was also the first car to go over 250 miles an hour and reach 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. That was the purchase that turned Aubrey into Drake, because after that, he bought 7 other supercars, like a $500,000 Lamborghini Aventador, $900K Mercedes, Maybach G650 Lawndale, and $1 million LaFerrari. But one of his craziest cars looks just like a fighter jet. This is the Devil 16, worth over $2 million. I mean, this thing looks straight out of 2070, and it puts the Bugatti to shame because it could go over 350 miles per hour. Drake's weirdest car is probably his Chrome Hearts Rolls-Royce Cullinan. It's got goth crosses and lily flowers like the Saints logo, all embroidered in black leather. And when he turns out the lights, it lights up with stars. But that little club on wheels wasn't enough for Drake, because after the Astroworld disaster, he spent way more on mansions though, like with his Beverly Hills place. It's worth over $90 million, and it's got 10 bedrooms and 22 bathrooms. Don't ask me why I need to double the bathrooms. This thing looks straight out of Italy, and it's got a dope view of the Hollywood Hills. His bedroom has a retractable wall that opens to a private patio, so he can easily spit some game with the girl he's got over while appreciating the view. But his main crib is in Toronto. He built his $100 million limestone mansion exactly as he wanted it. He's put up a 15-foot Great Wall of Drake around the property, so no one can get in and take a peek. Each room in this place is basically like its own house. Drake's master bedroom has its own kitchen, hot tub, dressing room, and 2 decks alone. And you know, as a Raps fan, he had to get a basketball court installed. On the way inside, you can see all the jerseys Drake has. This is the same jerseys Drake got from real NBA players like Bron and Kobe. He's also got a huge Olympic-sized swimming pool, a spa, a movie theater, and of course a top-of-the-line recording studio. What more can you need? Well, apparently Drake needs more dopamine. He's also got his YOLO estate in LA, which he bought for a cheap $7.7 million. It has an 80-foot water slide and a private resort inside of the waterfall. It's a bit more compact though, so his neighbors are close by. And Drake told him that if his parties bother them, he'll just buy them out. Now that's a flex. And he wasn't bluffing either, because he ended up buying 2 other houses on the street. Everyone knows Drake is a real gambler and has hit some crazy wins. Like in one of his live streams, he hit a single roulette spin worth over 17 mil. Obviously not every spin is a win. Like the time he lost 20 million betting with French Montana. That's just luck though, and he bets to take some intelligence, like sports betting, which he's infamously bad at. He's lost 2.6 mil on UFC betting in 2022 alone, 1.5 mil on Izzy to beat Pereira. His sports betting has been so bad that people even call it the Drake curse. So anything he bets on, they bet the opposite. But surprisingly, overall he is up. That's probably because he partnered with Stake, and they front the money for him to gamble, or at least give him a bag to promote their site. If you've watched his streams on Stake, he's gabled over $1 billion on there, which I doubt is all his own money. If you have come this far, don't leave without giving me a like and hitting the subscribe button.